You are still working together in the higher realms, and they can't stop watching your light. But can they feel this in the physical? This is part 2 to yesterday's your feelings versus their feelings. So to me, it feels like you have gone through some profound evolution, really closing out old cycles and stepping into your wholeness, embodying the wisdom that you've earned through the challenge and the growth, and you're not chasing anymore. You are not chasing, you are not in desperation, but you are radiating. And the energy here shows you as the light bearer in the higher realms, really guiding this person towards you, even when there are no words exchanged in the physical. So this connection is very much active in other dimensions, and I do believe that they are actually following your lead. And the question now is, can they feel this, not only in those unseen energetic spaces, but also here in the physical? So I'm going to turn the cards over and we're going to make a pull to see if they can feel this. So I know that this is not the identical setup to that I had yesterday, but that is because I am out camping, and I'm only doing a part 2 because all of you asked so very nicely. So let's continue. Spirit, the viewer, is this very beautiful guiding light and very connected to their person in the higher realms. But we want to know, can this person feel this in the physical realms? What do we need to know about this person feeling this in the physical realms? We'll pull 3 cards. We have got 5 of Swords, the King of Swords, and we have got Judgment. Bottom of the deck, we have got Temperance. The traditional swords cards are represented in this particular deck by crystals, and crystals themselves carry this naturally higher vibration. This tells us alone that they can feel this connection in the higher realms, and that awareness is beginning to crystallize into clarity here in the physical. We can see this Temperance. This shows that they're still in this delicate balancing and healing process, really integrating the shifts that they're experiencing. We then have this Judgment, and this signals an awakening, a call that they cannot ignore. And while this King of Swords brings in this very sharp mental clarity, even the 5 of Swords here speaks less to conflict and more about the internal battles that they're confronting as part of their transformation. With this 5 of Swords, I am seeing dual messages at play here. This central figure with this really determined expression is clutching at these crystals to their chest, as though they were sacred treasures, precisely the way that they held on to the Merkaba in the 4 of Pentacles yesterday. It's as if these crystals hold the downloads, the higher realm messages, and the energetic lifeline between you, and they don't want to let go, not of the energy and not of you. Now, something happened as I was recording here and we lost the voice. But what I was saying to you here is, in the background, I'm very much noticing those 2 figures with their heads in their hands, overcome with this sense of loss. And that image really whispers the question that they might have been asking themselves: have I lost them? Have I lost them? For you, there's this act of flow, and for them, it feels like this desperate hanging on. The contrast here really says everything about where each of you are on your journey. Not necessarily the traditional meaning of temperance, but in this particular reading, this temperance seems to be revealing the living current between you, this constant, deliberate exchange. So the 2 cups here are not just symbolic of balance. In this connection, they feel like vessels for the energy that you are actively pouring into them. And the flow here is not one way. It moves in this continuous loop. You know, a very subtle but unbreakable circuit between your fields. Even when you are not speaking in the physical, the transmission is happening. You hold a frequency that they are learning to receive, and in every exchange, they are absorbing more of it. In many ways, this is alchemy in motion, and you're blending the light with their process, and them blending their lessons with your illumination, so that both cups here never run dry. Moving us into the judgment, where actually I see you as this angel here. But what I'm drawn to most is this little glyph. And this glyph is the symbol for Pluto. And this is a planet of transformation and rebirth and deep soul evaluation. So Pluto's energy is very much about death and renewal and shedding what no longer serves, so that new essences can emerge. And to me, it feels like you are this angelic force calling this person forward. In the imagery, the trumpet becomes not just a call to awaken, but a soul summons. You have already walked the path. You've crossed the thresholds into 5D and beyond. And by holding that vibration, you've really carved a channel for them to follow. This symbol over this angel's crown really says that this is not a gentle nudge. This is a destined transformation, and your presence in their life acts like a cosmic signal, telling their highest self that it's time to rise. So you're not dragging them, you've simply illuminated the opening, and your very frequency is pulling them through it, almost like a birthing channel. In the King of Crystals imagery, the king sits on what looks to me like an amethyst throne, and this is a seat of spiritual wisdom and this higher perception. What's interesting though is, once again, they are very much gripping these two clear crystal points as if they are the controls of his own reality. The way he clasps them suggests that he is holding on to the guidance and the clarity that he's receiving. In a traditional King of Swords cards, there would only ever be one sword. In this particular card, it looks like he's maybe even bracing himself for the shifts that it's calling him in to make. We can see that the sun is positioned to his right, and I know you're watching this through the camera, so it might not be that way. But the right side always represents the future side, and this is saying that there is going to be illumination on this path ahead, showing that he can see where he is going. So to me, this says, yes, he feels this in the physical reality as much as in the higher realms. This amethyst throne really shows his awareness is now spiritually anchored. And these two clear crystals, they act as conduits for the downloads that you've been transmitting and really awakening within him. So the light on his future path confirms that even if he's still calibrating, there is this awareness and there is this alertness and there is this integrating to what Spirit is revealing. Of course, as always, I like to remind you that this is a collective reading and therefore it is not going to resonate with everyone. If you would like your own private reading, there is a link here within my bio that will take you to all of my offerings. I have same-day readings and I also have soul contract readings. They are going to be reopened tomorrow. This Friday, I also have a free event where we look at, is it your intuition or is it your imagination?